Write a narrative account analysing the Yom Kippur War of 1973. You may use the following in your answer: the UN Resolution 242 of 1967, the Six-Day War of 1967. You must also use information of your own. 8 marks. Here's the mark scheme for this question, which you can find out about in more detail in the overview video. 4 marks here are available for AO2, which requires you to write an analytical narrative. In order to do that, you need to be discussing causes of the event, consequences of the event, and changes within the event. Explaining the importance of each of these and how one thing led to another is really important if you want to be analytical and score highly for this question. That brings us on to AO1, which is worth the other 4 marks, and that is for your knowledge and understanding. So you can, of course, use the stimulus points, but there are some mark ceilings in this question, which means that you can't score as highly if you don't bring in your own knowledge and show that you've got a really good understanding of the topic. These are the bands for this question, which you can also find out about more in our overview video. Have a read through and see where you think your answer might fit, then try and determine a mark. Generally speaking though, to score highly in this question, you need to analyse the links between the events that led to this particular outcome. It's not just about listing one event after another, but showing that you understand the importance of all of those things that led to this particular event. You also need to use your own knowledge to show a really good understanding of the topic. Now, there are lots of points you can make when answering this question, so as long as what you say is relevant and correct, the examiner will give you the marks. But let's take a look at an example. So in 1970, Egyptian President Nasser died, and he was succeeded by Sadat. Now, Sadat showed willingness to trade land for peace with Israel, which Israel and the US ignored because they assumed it was ingenuine and that his terms would not be favourable to Israel. So that's a really interesting point in the narrative because it leads to future developments in the narrative. So you need to explain why. Why was that significant? And you can see that they've done that there. They've developed the point by drawing on their own knowledge and linking the problem back to the question. Take a look at the other points here to see if there's anything you could have added to your answer.